All right, welcome back, everyone, to another holy episode of AIM Sports Betting. We have definitely been off for the last couple of weeks. It has been an intense Stanley Cup Finals, NBA championships, and we have a lot to kind of go over. And, I'll kick it off by saying the NBA Finals have crowned a brand new champion, and that is with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics. But like the NHL or like the NBA, the NHL is also coming to the end of their season, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, so we got both good matchups. One's over, one could be over tomorrow, but we have to see and wait for it when it happens. But yeah, we have good see. The Dallas Boston series was nice. Everything. Sadly, it's over. I wish there was still more basketball. I want to watch basketball. Now I have to wait till October.
Oh,
I don't want to wait till it's too long.
Agreed.
But yeah, at the end of the day, we have our records from last week or weeks ago that we went through. Me and Irshad are both 8-9. As I went 0-2 last week, my brother went 1-1. So we had our games for the weeks. We had Dallas versus Boston.
Yep.
Where both of us, myself and Irshad, took Boston plus 6.5.
Yeah.
Which that didn't happen.
We got raw dogged.
Let's just forget about it. And then we had Florida versus the Rangers, where we had a split decision. Myself took the Rangers because I was riding them the whole time. My brother over here took Florida. And we know what happens there. Florida's in the finals versus the Edmonton Oilers. Tomorrow could be the last game. But before we get into everything, I'm going to head it over to Irshad and let him talk about the games of the week we had last week and our records of 8-9.
Yeah, I know it's tough, and we're both below 500. But one thing I gotta share is that plus 6.5. I think both me and Alder and I were confident on that. I didn't think Luka and company and Kyrie would be
blown out.
Yeah, blown out in game one. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you know what? We took the L. I think Boston came out swinging. Obviously, we saw them put on a bit of a show and highlight reel this entire series. They came out swinging. They were a team that was end to end beginning of this season. They were number one contender. And quite frankly, I think that the game that they had lost to against the Dallas Mavericks, I think actually it wasn't Dallas Mavericks so much winning as it was Celtics just missing everything. So I think they kind of got lucky there. But Florida and New York Rangers, Florida just outplayed them. You know what I mean? We see them now. Florida's even outplaying Oilers at times. Florida Panthers are somehow, ironically, a team that doesn't get much snow there.
They don't.
But yet
they got good weather, amazing weather.
Amazing. They literally get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're doing quite well. So I think it's one of those things where, Dallas, Boston, great matchup, great teams, young squads, all in their primes. And I can expect to see great basketball in the years to come from them. But Boston just overpowered them this time around. Florida, Rangers, you have Bobrovsky, you have Kachuk. You have a bunch of good players here. And I think Florida just came out swinging. And I think they took the reins from, what was a strong but potentially a little complacent New York Rangers. Oh, no, what do you think about the two games, man?
Yeah, they were good. The Rangers were nice. They just flat out just couldn't finish the game. They went and they, took a loss. Wait for next year. On the other side, we had Dallas and Boston. Dallas got their shots. They got raw dogged game one. It is what it is. As we also mentioned earlier, the finals are done. So let's just forget about it and just start fresh with a new week. Let's enjoy ourselves.
Yep.
And what do we have for the game of the week this week, my brother?
So, game of the week, number one. We're going to close out NHL first.
Stanley Cup
Finals going into Game 5.
Yes.
Back in Florida after taking their first L in Edmonton. It is Edmonton Oilers versus Florida. Now, the lines currently have Florida favored. And I'll leave you to introduce our new shift for Game of the Week number 2.
Ooh, so we're changing it up a little since basketball is over. We have a new sport that's been going on for all of you ladies and gentlemen listening. We got Euro going on. Exciting soccer, or people you can call it football. So we got footy going on. Really excited. And we're going to pick a game on June 20th, a really good matchup between Spain and Italy.
Big game.
Big game. Italy are former champions, trying to get a repeat. They're going to come in, they're going to play hard, fight hard, but then you have Spain, who also went on a run years ago. Maybe it's their time again. But we have Spain favored in this matchup.
Yep.
We also got Florida favored in our first game of the week matchup against Edmonton. So let's get our show started. Earshot, game of the week number 1, Stanley Cup Finals, game number 5, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. Who do you have winning this game?
You know, I'm going to take the underdog, and I'm taking the Edmonton Oilers.
Woo!
All right, I'm going to come out and say that, just point
Where
blank.
the fire truck's at.
That's it. All right, I'm going to get this show started with some heat, okay? We're going full underdog mode, and I'll tell you exactly why, man. Look, I know we saw the NBA, championship right now. We saw literally a 3-0 by Boston, and then, Dallas managed to steal one, and it went back to Boston to win it. We saw that kind of happening in the NHL as well. Florida taking 3-0. Edmonton picking one out, in Edmonton, and I'll go back to Florida. I just don't see, though, Florida's going to close out. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because they slapped them 8-1. It wasn't just about the score that they slapped them. It was the fact that now there is precedent that they can beat Bobrovsky.
Yes.
Not only can they beat him, they can get him pulled. And I think this is going to be a huge, huge mental upside for the fact that an Edmonton Oilers team that across 3 games managed to score 3 or 4 goals, but on game 4 scored 8. I think now they know that they not only can they, but they have, and they are able to. And I think that now with a young Edmonton Oilers team led by a McDavid in his prime, generational talent, Gretzky level comparison, now can take this squad and actually contribute. You keep in mind, you had someone like Darnell Nurse get involved. Darnell Nurse hasn't scored in the playoffs since they played the Flames 2 or 3 years ago, and he was getting involved. So now I feel everybody's feeling confident in themselves, in their team, and their potential chances to win. And I think the head coach has it lined up by saying all you have to win is 3 more games. But it starts with 1 game at a time.
Yes, sir.
And quite frankly, they had an extra day of rest. They put their heart and soul into game 4, and I think they're going to do the exact same thing in game 5. I'm calling Edmonton Oilers the underdog money line. Ulner, are you riding with me on this one or what?
Ooh. So you're saying that hockey's not going to be over tomorrow. You want more hockey. You want like a game 7. That's what you're asking for.
Oilers in 7.
Oh, whew. All right. So my pick of the week. Sorry, my brother, I have to go against you. But I think Florida closes out tomorrow. And let me tell you why.
All right.
Simple. Let me keep it really, really simple. Round 1 of the playoffs, Florida played. When they lost to the Lightning, where they got annihilated with a big score. They allowed 6 goals to Tampa Bay, only scored 3. Right? As the next game after that, they came out, only allowed 1 goal and won 6-1 in the first round. Beautiful. Came back. Second round, let's talk about Boston. They played Boston game 1 after winning that 6-1 against Tampa. Lost 5-1 in game 1. Allowed 5 goals. Bobrovsky doesn't allow that many goals. His average for the playoffs has been, I think, 3 goals. And he hasn't allowed more. But every time they allow a lot, the next game they come back. So they lost 5-1 to Boston. Game 2 they came, and they won 6-1.
Ooh.
Now, in this Stanley Cup Finals, the Rangers was a good series. There was no blowout there. That was fair. It was a good game. But now we have so many close games, and now they just got annihilated 8-1. They sent Bobrovsky to the bench.
That's tough.
Sent him to the bench. And now I feel Bobrovsky has something to prove. He has the most rest out of everybody.
Yeah.
He didn't play a whole period. He got to fly back. He gets to fly back home. He gets to play against his home crowd. He gets to play in front of Roberto Luongo, who needs a cup as well, too, because the last time he played was with Vancouver, and they lost to the Boston Bruins.
Yep.
So, Luongo needs one, Florida needs one, and it's their first cup ever that they're going to win. After an 8-1 beating, I don't see Florida coming and losing this game. I think Florida comes out hard. I think it's going to be a gritty matchup. To be honest, it might even go to overtime, which would be beautiful.
Oh, that'd be great.
But I'm taking Florida to win this game. Florida wins the Stanley Cup. Hockey is over. We're waiting till October, my brother.
Oh man, so you're taking that real bounce back, like the fact that they take a big L in the first game and then they're gonna come back.
And then as soon as they come back next game, they're like, yo, you guys cannot annihilate. You can't just disrespect us like that, scoring that many goals on us when we're the team that goes and scores those goals.
Yeah,
and now against a home crowd, it's gonna be pumping. It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be booming. I'm sticking with Florida, and so with that. We're split decision on that one as well.
Yep.
So one of us might go after that 2 games below 500. But let's say you never know. Maybe the game gets canceled. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, we're going to head over to game of the week number 2. What we have is EuroCup. We got Spain, the Spaniards versus the Italians. My brother Irshad, what do you got?
So, I mean, it definitely depends on how everyone's gonna play their lines, play their bets, based on their sports book. Now, I personally think it's gonna be a draw.
Okay.
Right? I think both teams are gonna score.
Oh, I like that too.
But I do think it's gonna be a draw. If for those who are playing the money line 3-way, I'd call draw. If for those who are playing the 2-way money line, I'd call
draw no bet.
Draw no bet. I call Spain.
Yeah.
But my heart's still saying it's going to be a draw for a couple of reasons. Now, each team has played one game so far, and they're both 1-0. All right. Now, the reality of it is that they both come out with heavy shots. Italy is more favored when it comes to shots, but when it comes to accuracy, shots on target, they're actually both the same. All right. Now, Spain has an extra goal over Italy, which is fine, but Italy is in fact playing the team game. So what that essentially tells me is we have the traditional possession game versus the counter offense game, right? So I think it's going to be neck and neck. I think they're going to figure themselves out. I think in this figure out, it's going to take nearly the entire half for them just to kind of figure and kind of learn the dance and the tango with one another, right?
See how they're playing. They don't feel each other out.
And that's exactly it. It's going to be a big feel, right? Because each game that these guys are playing, it's going to be long balls, crosses, and it's nothing that either team is unfamiliar to. They are both very pro at crossing, very pro at defending said crosses. And I think Italy and Spain both coming as one of the top 10 teams to be favored this year, I think it could go either way. So I think we have a head-to-head matchup that otherwise won't be overpowering for one team over the other. And I think they're both going to keep it in it. Right? I think both teams are veteran enough, seasoned enough, and have the history enough to learn from their veteranships on when to crank it up and when to crank it down, park the bus, go full force. And I think we're going to see a lot of chess moves, in this game. All to say is that I think both games will have a solid punch at each other, but I think it'll end in a draw. So I'm calling Spain versus Italy, and Spain is favored according to the books. I'm calling money line 3-way draw.
All right, beautiful. I like it. Ooh, I like it. I like your stats. I like where you came from. I appreciate everything you said. And like how you said, they're two really good teams that are coming out. Italy is previous winners, like how I said earlier. They're coming in and trying to repeat. But you have the Spaniards who just come out and they just play some sort of footy that just excites everybody. Italy's a type of team that likes to lay back a little. As soon as you make that mistake, though, they'll counter and hit it where it hurts. They'll punch you around the mouth and go score a goal. The tie looks really juicy on a 3-way betting money line. Me personally, a loss or a draw here for either team doesn't really mean a lot. Well, it means a lot, but not really, because in the Euros, there's always a third place team that could qualify. Now, according to their group that they have, right, they also have they have Croatia in their group who already took a loss. So they're ahead over there. And they have Albania too, who also took a loss. So it also matters between Albania and Croatia what happens with them. If that game also ends in a draw, Spain and Italy win or draw, regardless, whoever wins, are automatically going to be able to advance to the next round. But let's just not talk about the next round. Let's talk about right now. Myself, I think Spain wins the game outright. I don't see a draw at all. I see they come out hungry. They have a young, talented team. Italy's a little bit more older. They play a nice little style of footy where they just take their time, relax, slow. But Spain just comes out and they just run and gun. And I also feel that Italy, history apparently says that the teams that always won EuroCup, when the EuroCup happens, the next one, they don't pass the group stage. And we've seen it before. It happened with Germany. They didn't pass group stage.
Good call.
So with this one, with Italy losing this game, and maybe Croatia, Albania gets a win, Italy could be in the books where they might not even make it. They may fall, go home. But me personally, I like Spain. Like Yorsha said too, I like both teams to score. Don't get me wrong. I think both teams will come out scoring a goal. But I think Spain will come out and hedge them by just one goal that Italy will make a mistake on. And I think Spain wins 2-1. They get 6 points, and they're automatically advanced to the next round, while Italy will have to go play Croatia to see if they can advance to the next one. So there we go again. We're kind of in the opposite. Irshad said draw no bet. We got Spain, right? And if there is a 3-way, my brother got the draw. I got the Spain. So we could also see a tie. We don't know. Let's see what happens. But there we go again. I like Spain. My brother likes the draw. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Good footy. And I'm really excited for this one. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen.
That's gonna be good. And to actually, re-emphasize my brother's point here. Honestly, last time Spain and Italy played, Spain won by only by one goal.
Oh, damn.
By one goal.
Yeah.
Last time they played was June 15th, 2023. So only by one goal. So I think you're right. I think, whoever wins, it's going to be by one goal.
Yeah, and it's going to be right there. But let's just say, the draw looks juicy. I like Spain, but we'll find out on June 20th what happens.
Yeah, so tune into that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big one. So there we go. Those are the games of the week. We got the first one, Edmonton versus Florida tomorrow. My brother got Edmonton to let hockey ride for Game 6. I myself have Florida. End the series, win the Stanley Cup, first ever. Luongo gets one. Florida Panthers get one. That's going to be exciting. And then we got EuroCup where we have Spain versus Italy. My brother took the draw, and I took Spain. And so now, that with ending on that, we're going to start with our hot aim, because we never forget about hot aim.
Never.
So hot aim, we got 3 topics. You know how it is. We got 30 seconds each. We shoot, we talk, no filter. We just go at it and let you know what we feel, what our opinions are. It's all love over here. So our topics for hot aim this week is Copa America, top 8, Elite 8. Who's coming out of the groups? Because that's also starting as well. We're getting a lot of footy, ladies and gentlemen, this summer. Right before Olympics start, too. Which is a little good squeeze for us missing basketball and hockey.
Yep.
And then we also got Olympics coming after, and then we have football starting. But that's for a later issue. So we got Copa America, Elite 8. We got EuroCup, top 4.
Yep.
Top 4. Maybe we can throw in a winner or 2 in there. And then we also have for the Stanley Cup Finals, if it does end tomorrow or not, who will be the Conn Smythe winner. So, hot aim number 1. We're going to start off with EuroCup. We're going to start off with the top 4.
Final 4.
Final 4. And my brother Irshad, you can get it started by who you think is going to finish in the top 4.
All right. So, for me, going to kick this guy off. I'm taking my team that I typically back during Euros, and they're playing some solid soccer. Germany.
All right, home team.
At home team, that's it. So, Germany coming out strong. Germany still showing why they still run football. Second, I'm probably going to have to go with England. Mm-hmm. I think they've come back from a long way from the rebuild. Yeah. I think England's ready to kind of take over. Mm-hmm. I'm also going to call Portugal. There's something in Ronaldo that he's been a little chip on his shoulder lately.
Exactly.
I think he's going to take this personally and actually make it happen. And lastly, I think this one might be, an interesting choice. But I'm going to call France on this one.
Yeah.
All right? Now, the reason I'm saying it's interesting is because I know there's been a lot of rumors where, Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
Right?
He broke his
nose, right? So, stuff like that. So, I'm saying the team's still going to hold it down. Mm-hmm. They're going to make their way through. So, I'm calling, like I said, the hometown Germany. Mm-hmm. I'm calling France. Mm-hmm. I'm calling Portugal. Mm-hmm. And I'm calling England.
All right.
That's my final 4.
All right. Those are good final 4. That's going to be exciting to watch. Myself, on the other hand, I'm a little biased here. I don't like teams at home to win. I like the underdog teams. I like teams that are out there. The teams are very much similar that my brother has chosen. We have England in there. England is due to get to the Final 4. They're due. Last EuroCup, they lost in the finals to Italy in shootout. England's a really good team. You saw them play. They're nice. Second team, like my brother said, with Mbappe's nose injured, that Ninja Turtle is going to have a little mask on him. And he's going to be like Donatello or somebody. Yeah. But still, France is going to be nice. I like France there too. Germany, I don't see it. I'm going to stick to the game of the week team that we chose. I think Spain. I think Spain's going to come out. And just the young guns, the way they play, I feel like they're going to be in the Final 4. And like my brother said, CR7. There's something fishy in there, something smelling that it's going to go his way. So I got Portugal, I got Spain, I got France, and I got England. Those are my top 4.
There we go.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
So it sounds like we're aligned with everything except Germany.
Yeah, I got Spaniards in there. I got the Spaniards in there.
That's it. But great minds would think alike for the other 3.
Yes, we do. Hopefully one of the 3 win.
Hopefully.
Something like that.
Oh, man.
All right, so now we got our hot aim number 2, where we're sticking to footy. We got Copa America, which starts on the 18th, which is like tomorrow, I think, or 20th it starts. A couple of days, I believe, the first game is.
The Thursday, 20th, yep.
Yeah, Thursday's the 20th game. Shout out to Canada for making Copa America. They're playing Argentina. That's going to be a hell of a game to watch.
Oh, boy.
But that's going to be fun. We'll wait for that later. But yeah, Copa America, we got 4 groups. 2 teams make it from each group. We got our Elite 8. My brother, talk to me. What's your Elite 8 for Copa?
All right, so I'll start with Group D and we'll go backwards here.
All right, sounds good.
So I'm thinking the two out of the way. I'm thinking Brazil.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Paraguay.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm thinking they're gonna sneak up behind Costa Rica and Colombia. And sneak. I think Colombia's gonna drop the ball against Paraguay or Costa Rica, and they're gonna sneak up. So I'm calling Brazil and Paraguay.
Okay.
Now Group C.
Yeah.
I'm calling Uruguay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm calling, this one might be a little sneaker, the U.S.
Yes.
Okay? I think the U.S. actually has made a solid dent in international sports.
Yeah, they have.
You know, from when it comes to football to cricket to everything. U.S. has been coming up strong.
Yep.
And I think they're going to hold down with Uruguay. Group B, I'm putting Mexico. And I'm putting Ecuador.
Ooh, okay. I like that one, yes.
I think they're heading out. Now for Group A.
Yes.
All right. I love Canada. I'm Canadian.
We're all rooting for them.
A part of me, of course, wants them to. Argentina's going to make it.
Yes,
I'm going to get that out of the way first.
Yeah.
Okay? As much as I hope Canada can follow the U.S.'s lead and kind of sneak in, I do think that it might be a little bit tough with this group, particularly. That being said, I'm thinking Argentina.
Yeah.
And I'm taking Chile.
Yeah, I like that too. And myself, I'm going to start from Group A to D. We're going to work on top to bottom.
Alrighty.
So we got Group A, Argentina. You can't Messi.
Yeah, no.
Go. You can't really can't go against them. So you know they're going to qualify. Chile's always been a good soccer team for Copa America. Those two were riding the same. So Group A, we're good. Nothing to say about it. Group B. Group B is interesting. Really, really, really interesting. Because Venezuela has been coming up playing some really good soccer. They've been tying some certain teams. They World Cup qualifiers. They just beat Chile 3-0 last year in October.
Yep.
And they drew Brazil. So they're coming out playing some good soccer. I myself is going to take Ecuador and Venezuela to come out of that group. Ooh. I think Mexico just doesn't have the gel, the chemistry that they had before. I feel like they're kind of falling off. Plus, they're going to be playing in a hostile environment in Argentina.
Yeah.
I think Ecuador and Venezuela have been there. They're from there, so I like those two. And then now we got Group C. Group C, I feel the same thing. I got the United States. I feel like they're going to come on nice. And we got Uruguay. Can't forget about Suarez and them. Uruguay's a good team.
Yep.
And then we got Group D. Group D, my brother said Paraguay's going to come out of there with Brazil. I myself don't think that. I think Brazil and Colombia comes out because Colombia has really good soccer. So to recap everything, Group A, I myself took Argentina, Chile. My brother took Argentina, Chile. We're on the same one there.
Easy.
Group B, my brother took Mexico and Ecuador.
Yeah.
We're opposite on that one. We both got Ecuador, but I think Venezuela squeaks in front instead of Mexico.
Yep.
Group C, we got the same. We got the States and Uruguay. Group D, we're opposite. My brother has Brazil, Paraguay. I myself have Colombia and Brazil. So that's going to be an exciting Copa America. A lot of footy we've talked about, and it's a new one we've done today. We never talked about footy ever. This is the first one we're talking about footy. There's going to be a lot of footy we're going to be talking about in the next coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. But get your soccer caps ready, your cleats ready, your goalkeeper gloves, whatever you need to watch this game. But that's going to be exciting. Now, for the last hot aim of the week, we got Stanley Cup Finals, MVP, Conn Smythe Trophy. My brother, who do you got?
Man. Now, if I'm understanding it, if I remember correctly, the Conn Smythe Trophy is from the winning team, right? It's always from the,
yes.
Usually,
like 99% of the time.
Right.
Like I've you know.
so I'll preface it this way. All right. So it could go either way. I still believe Edmonton can come back. I'm thinking Oilers in 7 because I think they're not figuring Bobrovsky out.
Okay.
But if Florida was to win,
yes.
All right.
Well, I'll give you both, Irish. How
you
about
both?
that? I'll give you both. You
both.
pick one from each team. Go for it.
Perfect. So if I appreciate it because that's exactly if Florida wins, which I know is the heavy favorite. I think Bobrovsky's actually going to win the Conn Smythe.
Yeah,
I think so. I think he's been the difference maker through and through. I know last game was bad game, anomaly, sure, but he's been holding it down. Yeah. Not with some basic saves. He's been holding some with elite level saves. So I would actually put him as a Conn Smythe winner if Florida wins.
Okay.
Now on the flip side,
yes.
if Edmonton wins, I'm putting that at the heels of number 97,
of course,
Connor McDavid.
Of course.
Through and through, I think McDavid is going to be leading this team if they win, if that comeback is real. So McDavid, if the Oilers, and Bobrovsky, if it's Panthers. Who you got for this?
Ooh,
and I'll also open it up to both.
Yeah,
I don't think Florida's going to win, but I know. Just give me an option.
All right, you can give me both, no problem. My answer is going to be the same for both.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned, I don't think there's ever been a Conn Smythe winner from the opposing team that has lost.
Cheers. Okay.
I myself am saying Bobrovsky is Conn Smythe winner regardless. Edmonton wins, Bobrovsky's Conn Smythe. Florida wins, Bobrovsky's Conn Smythe winner.
Bold.
I feel that goaltender that he is and what he's proved to everybody in this playoffs shows that he is a number one caliber goalie, top-notch goalie, and he can take teams far like you could see in Florida. So I think there might be history if Edmonton does win in 7 it should go to McDavid.
Yeah.
But me, having a gambling mentality, let's go for something different. Bobrovsky, both Conn Smythe. Doesn't matter who wins.
Either or. Okay, bold call. So whether Edmonton wins or not,
Bobrovsky's winning Conn Smythe.
Bobrovsky's winning it.
Someone get that tattooed right now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that is bold, sir.
Yes.
That is bold.
Yes. So here we go again, closing out our picks for Hot Aim. We got our Euros that we discussed. We got Copa America we discussed, and we got Hot Aim. MVP for hockey that we all discussed. I can go with a recap. I'll go with it just now. We got Euros. We got France in there. We got Portugal in there. We got England in there. Myself has Spain. My brother has Germany. We got Copa America. We got Argentina and Chile in Group A. In Group B, we have, I think it's United States, or is that Group C?
That's Group C.
Group B, Mexico was Group B. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brother has Mexico coming out of Group B, and he has, Venezuela. Was it Ecuador? Was it Ecuador you had?
No, you had Ecuador, Venezuela.
Yeah, I have myself Ecuador, Venezuela. My brother has Mexico and Ecuador.
Yeah.
And then we have Group C where we have the same, United States and Uruguay. Group D, we're opposite. We both got Brazil. I have Colombia. He has Paraguay.
Yeah.
And then for Conn Smythe winner, we all have Bobrovsky across the board. And my brother has Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
All right, so that ends Hot Aim for today. Those are our picks.
That's it. And I know we had a decent record last week. I mean, it was decent. I mean, in the sense of yes. Okay,
I wasn't happy with it, but hey,
yeah, you
gotta live with it.
We gotta live with it. We gotta take the wins. We gotta take the losses. But where that leads up now is we're just a game short of being 500.
Yes.
So with everything that we're back, we're going to be more regular going forward, and it's time to get past the 500 mark.
Yes.
All right, and I think this is the week to do it. We're making that shift from ball to hockey, and like you said, a lot of footy.
Footy.
So here we are. Time to get back to it. Last week we were both, split decision. We're 1-1 myself, 0-2, but now it's time to take our records collectively above the 500 mark.
Yes, as you heard, we have a lot of split decisions for the game of the week this week, but we'll see what happens in the end. But from AIM Sports, myself, Alnor, and my brother, Irshad, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. And as always, bet what you can afford. Do your own research. If we're helping you out, we're gladly to hear you out. We love to hear you guys listen to us and make your bets, make some money. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. AIM Sports Betting, we out.
Have a good day. Peace.